Hello, welcome to today's episode of Brenda's Musings. So, I want to talk to you about generalizations. And what brought this to mind was the fact that I have a cold, my husband has a cold, and although mine is a bit more progressive than his is at the moment. And I think about how people always overgeneralize about, the man cold and stuff like that. And I have to admit that my husband, like, if he gets sick, he just goes to bed. When he gets better, he gets up. Like, there is no fuss, no muss. He has a bit of water beside him, occasional cold and sinus or something. Then he's good to go. Doesn't matter what he's sick with. He's a great a great patient in that sense. But he got me thinking about overgeneralizations in general. And as many of you know, I had endometrial cancer, and I didn't know this before, but endometrial cancer is often very common in people who are morbidly obese. And had I known that, that might have changed things, but I didn't know that. And it may not have changed anything, who knows. But, again, it's a overgeneralization. It doesn't mean if you're not skinny, you can't get endometrial cancer. It doesn't mean if you are skinny, you can't get endometrial cancer. So, it's like any statistic, it's like any cliche, it's like any generalization. You really need to take it all with a grain of salt, right? This is how some of the worst things in our society get started. Things like racism, things like racism. Racism is like just a prime example, of all these generalizations, and and then it gets put into folklore. It gets put into jokes. It gets put into writings, that kind of thing, and then it just perpetuates the myth. So generalizations, in my humble opinion, are not good, and we use them all the time anyway, because it's easier, right? It's easier to generalize something than it is to be specific. It's easier to talk around something than it is to talk about it, which isn't actually true. but that is what we tend to do, right? We are lazy, as generally. See what I did there? Yeah. But we're generally very lazy. And so when we talk in generalizations. We talk in riddles sometimes. And when we're not clear, meaning is lost, and we lose people. And they don't listen to what it is that we have to say. And I could very well have lost you here today because I have a cold and my head is foggy. But the point I'm trying to make is that generalizations are vague, they're overused, they segment people, they segment ideas, and we should just stop using them. We should just say what it is we have to say and be clear and succinct about it and get on with our day. Let people get on with theirs. And that's my musing for the day. Have a great one, everyone.